What's up, guys? If you watched my old videos, you may have seen that I'm not only software engineer, but I also keen on running. And I just returned from Hamburg half marathon, and I'm going to give my humble review of this half marathon. I'll give you few pros and few cons. I wanted to show them with my hand, but unfortunately I'm riding my bicycle with my hand, and with another hand I'm held in my phone, so no way. Let's start with pros. This half marathon has about 11,000 attendees. It's 11,000 runners. That's freaking huge crowd. And it's cool. You really feel this atmosphere, you feel this party when you start on the Reeperbahn Street. I don't know, do you know the Reeperbahn Street? But it's a street which is like the most partying street during the night, like the most crazy street bars, just normal bars. 11,000 people. It's awesome. It's really awesome. It's the biggest half marathon I ever participated in. The second cool thing is the amount of musicians. They really had musicians like every 2-3 kilometers. It was so motivating. They had just drummers, they had like kind of jazz bands, they had one techno guy playing awesome techno in a long tunnel. There was nothing to breathe in this tunnel, no air to breathe. It was very stuffy, but the music was awesome, and it really helped to run through this tunnel. The third thing is water. It was pretty hot this day, and it really helped. They had refreshment stations every like 2.5 kilometers after the 10th kilometer, so it was really helpful. They had water in glasses, water in cups. I mean, they had just like showers everywhere. It was really useful. It really helped everyone. The fourth point is medal. Guys did really great job with their medal. I mean, the design of the medal and the feeling you have when you like touch it, when you hold it. It's really real metal. I mean, it's pretty heavy. It's just great. I mean, I have many medals. Most likely I will show some short video now, or like photo of my collection of medals, and this one is one of the best. It's really worth to go to Hamburg to achieve this medal. The next cool thing about this half marathon, is it the sixth or fifth one? It is the city itself. Hamburg is a beautiful place, and the track goes through few interesting districts, few interesting sightseeing places. It's just beautiful, like some bridges, old churches, and huge ferries, huge ships. Just beautiful, and some districts where people live, which are also pretty beautiful. So it was amazing. Now about cons. It had some cons for sure. First one was the weather. It was not extra terrible. We used to run. We had experience in running at about 30 degrees. We almost died that time. But this half marathon had about 26, 27 degrees. It still was pretty hot. And especially I mentioned the tunnel which this half marathon had. And breathing in this tunnel, it was a disaster. It was just impossible. They didn't have any proper ventilation, any fans there, and this tunnel was maybe like 700 meters long, so pretty long. It was tough. It was a tough experience. The next negative thing I can say is the food. They didn't have any freaking piece of banana during the race. If you go to this race, please make sure that you have your own gels or bananas or power bars. I personally recommend gels, but whatever you prefer. Even at the finish, they had bananas and bread. I would expect more from such big half marathon, honestly. It's not bad. If I would encounter this kind of food somewhere else, I wouldn't really worry about it. But in this half marathon with 11,000 people, I would expect more. The third negative thing is a flip side of one of good things. It's the amount of people. It creates an awesome spirit when you run in this crowd, but it is so uncomfortable. We had a crowd even at the finish line. We were literally touching different people with our elbows. Different sweaty people with our sweaty elbows. Pretty gross. The fourth negative thing is the landscape. Hamburg does not really stand on hills, but still it has some ascents and descents, and it can be exhausting for you if you didn't train for this sort of track. It is not such a big deal. They're not high, they're not too long, but still they are there. They exist, and they can be a surprise for you. So please be prepared for this. So let's move on to the conclusion. Was it like 6 versus 4 or 3 or 5 versus 4? Anyway, there are more pros than cons, and just in general, I can really tell you that this half marathon, worth to visit it. So go and check the next one. It will be in the next year, 2008, 2019 already. And buy your slot and go there, visit beautiful Hamburg, walk along the Haven, be one of those 11,000 people who run this half marathon, and say moin to seagulls. It's a greeting in Hamburg, and yeah, just enjoy. You can prepare for it. It's not such a big deal. There's some guy running. Cool. So see you next time. I will run next half marathon in August, and I will try to record some video once again. Hope to see you soon, and all the best.
Let's get this